Being president of a Fortune 100 company was a very intense and demanding job that required my efforts almost 24 by 7. And during that period when I was president, I developed some coping techniques. One of them, which sounds strange, was I literally got along on about 4 to 5 hours sleep a night. And I didn't realize how sleep deprived I was until I retired. But I managed to get along on less sleep. Part of my routine was to get up every morning at 4 a.m., to exercise for about a half hour, 45 minutes, to do some Bible study and go through my daily prayer list, and also to send emails to each one of my kids and my wife. Now, I know it's far better to speak to your kids directly face to face, but at least I maintained some contact by emailing them every day. And it was always kind of a simple, short message. How are things at school? How's it going? Anything new and exciting today? And I always ended saying, I love you and I'm very proud of you. And I rarely got a response unless I just indicated that I wanted them to acknowledge receipt of this email, to which I'd typically get a response that was 2 words long, got it. But in any event, I stayed in touch that way. But perhaps one of the most important coping techniques that I practiced and implemented was every year I took each one of my 5 kids on a trip alone with me during the year, and it was a great bonding experience. It's something that I did for 20 years. It was over 100 trips. I took, when they were young, 2, 3, 4 years old, I took them to a hotel down the road and stayed for a couple of nights. But as they got older, you know, the trips got more interesting and we traveled around the country together, visited a lot of the major cities in the U.S., and even made some foreign trips. But every year was a priority for me, and I told the board of directors at New York Life that this was a priority, and I was going to take those 5 trips every year. And I told thousands of New York Life agents about that practice, taking those trips every year. And it was very gratifying to me that many of them adopted the same practice. And even today, several years after I've retired, I still get messages from employees and agents who tell me, thanking me for sharing those experiences with them. So even though New York Life for many years was rated number 1 or 2 on the Fortune Most Admired Insurance Companies list, most admired insurance companies in the world, and even though New York Life was the number 1 seller of life insurance for 7 out of the last 10 years that I was employed there, my legacy was none of that. My legacy to the company was about family values and some of these coping techniques, as well as my faith.